From being a four-time NBA champion to struggling with life-threatening addiction, let's talk about Shaquille O'Neal's shocking reveal that nearly cost him his life. Starting off, Big Cactus confesses to dangerous addiction. Shaquille O'Neal may undoubtedly be one of the most successful players in the NBA, often considered a great joker with strong character, infectious laughter, and humor. Behind the scenes, however, he had to detach himself from some terrible demons in the past. In an appearance at WWE wrestler Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast on October 5, 2022, Shaq opened up about his basketball career, especially the 19th season in the league, which was really tough on him. At that time, he was battling an addiction, which sadly many people fall prey to. The addiction also kick-started the conclusion of his career. After being absent from the game for about 2 months, the 15-time All-Star returned to the court on April 3, 2011, to play for the Boston Celtics in a game against the Detroit Pistons. Quite recently, O'Neal has revealed some shocking details about his final season with the Boston Celtics. He was injured during the season, but despite that, he managed to score 6 points in the game in a little over 5 minutes, before he went away limping off the court. Even though his injury was listed as a strained calf, it was later revealed by the Big Diesel that it was his Achilles tendon flaring up again, and this led to him taking painkillers to suppress the pain. Sadly, the 3-time Finals MVP had no idea that the beginning of his journey of taking painkillers would mean the end of his healthy days later in his life. Shaq's battle with painkiller addiction and its impact on the player was devastating. During his time with the Boston Celtics, Shaq struggled with a recurring Achilles tendon injury that certainly tainted his performance. He was only able to participate in 2 of the remaining 35 regular season games. In his final season with the Celtics, the Basketball Hall of Corner was only able to play in 37 games, averaging 9.2 points and 4.8 rebounds. This was indeed a stark contrast to his usual performance, and it was becoming crystal clear with each passing day that the injury was severely affecting the basketball player. So, the Big Cactus had no choice but to resort to medications, painkillers specifically, to help him keep performing at the highest level. The meds helped him through the pain, to the point that the NBA champion began to believe that he wouldn't be able to play well without it. In his HBO documentary in 2022,
game with his strength and athleticism, there's nothing you can do.
Shaq is legitimately one of the best centers that the NBA had ever seen.
He was like 373 pounds. He's a big guy.
Because of my size, they had to get...
Shaquille talked about his relapse into an addiction to painkillers, admitting that he used opioids to numb the pain, and also confessing that it felt really good. Like his former teammate and friend Kobe Bryant, O'Neal never let the pain get the better of him, but these meds inevitably became an addiction and threatened to end his life later on. In his doctor's appointment, one he had been delaying since 11 years after he retired from the NBA in 2011, O'Neal had to face the consequences of his actions. The doctor revealed he could die from his painkiller addiction. The basketball legend had to find out at the age of 50 that he needed to take care of his health, otherwise he could die. The doctor told him his kidneys were severely damaged and couldn't tolerate any more painkillers. Even though everyone must strive to preserve their health, when you weigh more than 150 kilos like Shaquille O'Neal, you're a former athlete who'd suffered from several injuries, and you don't have the healthiest lifestyle in the world, it becomes absolutely essential. His recent deteriorating health came as an electric shock to him. He also had sleep apnea, according to the doctor, which could cause hypertension and strokes and cause him to die. The big Aristotle pointed out to his doctor that he was dependent upon painkillers, not addicted, but he still needed to wake up from his delusional fantasy and make some serious changes to his lifestyle. Thankfully, the quadruple NBA champ has done what is necessary to improve his health and now is much better. Shaq's addiction to painkillers is quite a normal occurrence in professional sports. In fact, many athletes turn to drugs to cope with the pain of injuries and to ensure their performance is always top-notch. The basketball player's admission and willingness to address his problem and take care of his health before it's too late is nothing but a testament to his strength and determination. I hope he stays fit and healthy, as the big Aristotle is much loved and appreciated by fans all over the world. While I'm on the topic of love and appreciation, there was one person in Shaq's life who loved him too much, to the point where he ensured O'Neal wouldn't spend his life as an addict. Who was that person? Well, Shaquille O'Neal reveals drug abuse horror stories from his father that changed his worldview. A big role in his upbringing and recovery was someone very dear to him. His very own father had a positive influence on him throughout his life. His stern eye on him kept him on his toes and away from all illegal stuff. It also led him to earn $292 million in salary while playing basketball and become a business mogul after retirement. In Logan Paul's podcast, the Big Diesel revealed how whenever an athlete did something crazy, Shaq would get in trouble with his father, who was very well aware that in the basketball sensation, it was very easy to escape to the big bad world of drugs. O'Neal's father's strong policy against drugs stemmed from losing one of his friends to drug addiction. The NBA legend revealed that he was only 12 or 13 when Len Bias passed away from using cocaine. His father came into the house, furious, and was crying as if he'd lost his son. Amidst tears, he told him, "If I catch you doing this, I'll kill you. So the drugs don't kill you, I will."
No, seriously, true story. When I was 12, 13, my father came home one day and he was crying. And he said, "If I ever catch you messing with coke, I will kill you."
This tragic story helped Shaq get to where he is. Another story told by the player was about when he was in Germany with some of his friends who drank some beers, went into a car, got into an accident, and lost their lives. These two accidents helped the basketball legend stay in line, become a successful businessman, and a player everyone will forever remember. But how exactly did O'Neal recover from his drug addiction? For that, let's look at his real-life diet after his last checkup and his road to recovery. The 50-year-old, after finding out about his deteriorating health, didn't waste any time and made a plan to get back in shape. The former NBA star assured fans that he stopped having painkillers since he learned about his health. He had also started working out, just cardio for 30 to 40 minutes, then chest, arms, biceps, triceps, a simple workout. He didn't want to push himself too hard since he was getting old. Shaq also started eating a healthy breakfast that consisted mainly of fruit, chicken, and fish. Honestly, it was still challenging for him to stick to a healthy diet when he was on the road, and he even started craving junk food like sandwiches, burgers, and wraps. But Shaq was determined to remain consistent in his efforts to improve his health. "With a full discipline to where I'm not doing that, I'm going to have the body of a 19-year-old, he said. Well, there you have it. That was all about Shaquille O'Neal's addiction and road to better health. Road to